Alright, I hope this is still working correctly. It's been a while since I've done a proper on the tabletop stream. Welcome to Corsairport Chapter 19. I'm joined once again by the cast. I am a person who, according to the audience, isn't on the cast, but exists for the sole purpose of tormenting the cast. I agree with that assessment. I am only here to make people's lives worse. I was really hoping for a laugh or a smile of any kind there. It just... No, don't laugh now. It feels... Listen, it feels cheap to laugh now.
I was just agreeing with you because
Okay.
I was like, that's about right.
Yeah. Who knows what Connor's drawing already? This doesn't look like Ashe unless Ashe got a lot older very quickly.
Yeah, no, I'm just drawing random stuff.
I'm super... Listen, I don't know why Connor had to leave last week, and I'm not going to ask him, audience. But what I'm hoping is that his new comic, Adept, needed a little bit of extra work at the last minute because I'm excited for it. I want it to come out. So if it was that, I'm glad. I want that.
I have been working on some thumbnails for that recently.
Yeah, I
and
want some
think they came out
polish.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Look, I want it. I want it now. I don't know. Let me share something that I have for you, audience, and then I'm gonna cede the rest of my intro time rather than fill you with my normal bullshit. I'm just gonna ask the cast a question or two. That's part of the intros. So you know, like, last month was terrible for me, and in fact, like, the last 6 months have been awful for everyone everywhere. But I was kind of in a dark place. I thought everything's shitty all the time. And let me say this. I would say it was last night, but it happened past midnight, so technically it was this morning. I've been preparing materials in my favorite game, Fate Grand Order. I've been farming materials so that I would have exactly enough to get this special servant. Pretty tough to get. Some people spent $900 on her today. That's $900 US dollars. Didn't get her. Some people saved for like 2 years of the in-game currency. Still didn't get her. I got her pretty much immediately, and actually most of the people in my community also got her very easily immediately, which is really nice because there's a whole portion of Fate Grand Order that a lot of people can't play called quick servants. They are lower damage, but they develop critical attacks faster. The problem is, of course, is that the whole game is based around hitting first as hard as possible. So quick servants are the weakest form of combat. And the servant that was released last night was the quick support. And now that she's here, quick servants are having their heyday. Like, people are going absolutely batshit crazy with a whole third of the entire roster that is never used. Now, then, you know what? I felt genuine joy for the first time in a while, and I had a lot of fun. So it's the 3-year anniversary of the North American release, so they re-released all of the boss fights. And so that's what I spent last night. Like, I spent 4 hours going back, fighting every boss, and whooping all of their asses again. It was very satisfying. And I did it all with quick servants. And that felt really satisfying, too, because I've got quite a few quick servants, and I was betting everything that I would get this servant, Scotty, the quick support. And boy, let me tell you something. If I had not gotten her, it would have been bad for me. That would have been a fatal loss of morale there, because I've been preparing for months, almost a year, for her to arrive, because I have quick servants and I like them, but they suck without her. And now that they're here, the quick ascendancy has come. All right, so here's what I have to pose to people. I'm gonna take a little bit of control of the intros this time. But no, normally we pass them along. I call that on the tabletop style intros, where people pass them along. It's crazy and wild. Not every show can do it. This time, though, we're doing standard AP intros. Connor, I have 2 questions to pose to you.
Uh-oh.
And then we do your intro. 1, busting. Does it make you feel good?
What?
Busting. Does it make you feel good?
I
Some
don't know what
people
you're
it does, some people it doesn't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's busting, man.
I don't know.
It's from the song "Busting Makes Me Feel" from Ghostbusters.
I'm so disappointed in you, Connor.
The Ghostbusters theme song, the guy goes, "Busting makes me feel good." Some people feel good busting and some people don't. You've never seen any of the 4 Ghostbusters movies?
I think I might have seen them like a long time ago as a kid, but yeah, I don't remember.
There
them
was
at
a
all.
whole like 5 years of Ghostbusters video games and animated series. There's Ghostbusters comp. You never okay. Does busting make you feel good, Connor? That's all. The answer is no. You don't bust, obviously. So you would never know if busting made you feel good or not.
Right.
All right. The second question is, and this one's going to everybody, and this is the reason why I'm not starting with Cotton, because I want to give her time to think of an answer. Because if I asked her first, it'd be like deer in the headlights, and she wouldn't say anything.
I mean, I wouldn't know anything about deer in the headlights.
There are deer in New Jersey, so.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, listen, Connor.
I
know
had
that
a deer in
listen,
my backyard the other day.
I'm perfectly aware, Connor, that if I ask you anything, you'll immediately have an opinion on it to share. That you will violently die upon a hill with. Don't worry. I'm in the same category. I don't blame you. I just mock you. I don't think it was, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Maybe 3 weeks ago? We had our last session. And we had a kind of surreal, semi-horror, semi-supernatural experience in the Ghost River Sea, where there was this question, you had no idea what was going on, and you were just following something by faith. You were going down into the darkness following some ghosts. Obviously, Shep was not a part of that. His character was too scared. The rest of you look confused as to what was going on, and then Cotton just decided, well, if God said so, we should just go with it. I just want to know how you felt about that experience. And look, I don't need an immediate answer. You can come up with the answer later. You have something about it. I want to know if you enjoyed doing something like that, or you thought it was interesting, or you don't want to see it again.
I liked it. I thought it was a good scene. And I think for Ashe, it was a matter of I guess if his paladinness is derived from faith, then he can't really go around denying that of the faith of his companions. So, and of course he has to believe in Lyra. So I guess he was just following her. Of course, I mean, Cotton was telling me later, like, oh yeah, she can breathe underwater. So Ashe would have been screwed if it was just a Lyra thing. But yeah, it's fine.
I think you can give other people water breathing.
Maybe if you have magic.
I don't have the spell. I can just hold my breath indefinitely.
Oh, yes, but you can't cast spells you can't cast verbal spell. Yeah.
I also can't cast water breathing. So he would have just been...
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. But I figured, I thought it made sense in character for him to follow with that
She did tell him to leave if he couldn't swim, though. More or less.
He can swim. He just swims at, I guess, half speed, right? Because he's wearing heavy armor. Like in D&D terms, right? I think that's how it works. Although I think you have to walk along the bottom. You don't float.
Oh, if you're in armor, yeah, you gotta walk.
You gotta walk along the bottom.
You gotta walk.
So it depends on how deep you're going.
Actually.
But yeah, I liked it. So yeah, hey everybody, my name is Connor Hughes, and I draw comics and stuff. And also I thought the other advantage of Quick Servants AP is that they accumulate items and gold more, right? Like, so you get bonus drops. That's the main.
They accumulate more crit stars so that you can
crit stars
more. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. It's quick chain time, man. Everything's crazy now.
Cool.
The thing is, it doesn't invalidate any of the old strategies. It just makes an entirely new one that's really awesome.
And as far as my week, well, we did. I mean, last night we watched the first half. We could only watch half a movie at a time, oftentimes, because my wife has to go to my daughter. But we watched the first half of True Lies, which is actually much more funny than I remember it being. Has anyone seen that movie?
Nope.
What?
No.
Okay. Rob? No.
I have, but remind me, is that the one?
Arnold Schwarzenegger is CIA type guy, and he's fighting terrorists and stuff. But then he finds out that his wife is sort of unhappy, and he's like He's he realizes that he's like not taking care of things at home.
Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Yep, Jamie Lee Curtis, exactly.
Yep,
So, yeah,
I remember.
yeah. There's a big famous scene with Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie.
Famous scene? Now I'm gonna have to go watch the movie.
I thought it was.
No
I mean, in
idea
my
what you're
mind,
talking
it's famous. In my mind, it's like a Hallmark moment. But maybe it's just because that's what I watched that movie as a child, so
Uh-huh.
it was like, well, this is kind of a weird scene for me, but whatever.
Okay. Seriously, I'm gonna have to watch the movie. You gonna just tell us what the scene was?
There's a scene in which Arnold Schwarzenegger is trying to give her what she wants, and what she wants is a little bit more adventure in her life.
Yeah.
And so he pretends to be someone that she has to strip for in a clandestine activity because of plot reasons. And so she does this, but in like a very humor. It's like she's trying to be confident and sexy and trying to play the role well, but then she's also uncomfortable and like very self-conscious. And so
Clumsy at it, yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis does a really great job of that scene.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me. That's it for me.
Okay. All right, Shep, same two questions. We're starting with does busting make you feel good?
I'm like Connor. I had no clue what you were talking about until you guys started to explain it. So
Yeah,
I would say no.
Yeah.
I don't bust, so I wouldn't know if it makes me feel good. As for last week's thing, I thought it was a nice. I liked it. So it was a kind of a surprising event, but then I liked how it ties into the characters. I think it was I have no problem hiding in the corner. I think that worked pretty well for Gizmo anyway, but I like the whole sort of the morality of choosing faith over, what your mind might tell you shouldn't be doing. You do it based on your faith anyway. So I thought it was very interesting on what decisions were made. So yes, I liked it. What?
It's for Cotton. Someone just posted a comment on a 2.5-year-old BattleTech video asking what was wrong with Pondo's dog. And my reply was, I don't know, I'll call Pondo from 2 years ago and ask. Like, how the hell am I supposed to know what was wrong with Pondo's dog 2 years ago? Jesus. Yeah, what else you got going on, Rob? I noticed that you've been putting out a lot of artwork on Twitter, and you've been doing some of that Patreon stuff. What can you tell me about that I don't know anything about?
The Patreon is building slow, but I've got some good assets. I've been doing some map assets. So basically, you know what? Let me look at my notes here, and I'll tell you everything that's going to be in the first Patreon. So there's going to be the lore is one tier. There's going to be monster cards is going to be another tier. There's going to be maps is another tier. Race and character stat blocks will be another tier. And then the final tier is going to be the entire quest module. So I've been working on elements to put this quest module together. So every, 2 to 3 months, I plan on having a quest module complete. It's going to have all the artwork, all of the aerial maps, all of the battle maps, all of the monster cards, all kinds of cool stuff. So it's going to be a really complete quest module for folks who want to start a new campaign. And it's going to be based on the world that I'm creating. So it's going to be adaptable for D&D, of course. There'll be some blending of elements that are strictly from D&D, but there's also going to be some homebrew stuff sprinkled in there. And so that's what I've been working on this weekend. Really excited. I've been talking to a couple people about it, and they're jazzed about it. I have one person says he wants to invest in the idea, so we'll kind of see how it goes. But if anyone's curious on learning more about it, go to patreon.com/robSHEPart, and you can find out a little bit more there.
Patreon.com/robSHEPart.
That would be the one.
Okay. Making sure I got that right. Got anything else?
That's it for me. So on to Cotton.
Cotton. Busting. Does it make you feel good?
Yeah, it makes me feel good. I ain't scared of no ghosts.
Okay. You're literally the only one who could answer that question. I feel like I should have picked another show to deploy that question on.
The theme song was stuck in my head when you were asking Connor about it, and I couldn't figure out why he wasn't getting it. And then when Shep didn't get it either, I was very disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it when you guys talked about it, but at first I was all like, I have no idea what that is. So sorry to disappoint.
It's okay. I can't judge too harshly because I haven't watched all of Star Wars, and people get on me for that a lot.
I mean, they should get on you for that.
I mean, you don't have to watch all of Star Wars now. You can leave out.
I have watched one now. I've watched one of them.
I mean, at this point, this is your thing, right? Like, you just like, yeah, I've watched Star Wars, and everyone goes, and then, you know, you can make a conversation out of it. It's almost worth it to just not watch it, I guess.
I don't know. The one I watched was good, so I'll probably watch the other ones eventually.
Connor? Why would you deny somebody 4, 5, and 6?
I don't know. Which one did you watch?
I don't know.
Episode 1?
The one I was told to watch first.
I don't know.
4, maybe?
4. Okay, yeah. That was good. Yeah.
Luke Skywalker was in it.
Okay, I was going to say, is it Luke Skywalker or Anakin Skywalker? That's a big difference. Yeah.
Luke. It was Luke.
It was in 4, 5, 6.
Oh, man, Luke.
8, and 9.
Coming out using the Force.
7.
But your next question about the ghost scene, I really liked it. That's one of my favorite things to RP is like, you know, little story bits about the world that don't necessarily involve a bunch of fighting. It's my favorite. I thought it was fun. If I knew how to animate, I think the way you described it would be super pretty.
Good.
It was a cool scene.
Good. I mean, obviously, I've been thinking a lot about violence in my tabletop RPG shows, and I've been privately having an insane laugh to myself that Dungeons and Dragons, perhaps the most violence-focused tabletop RPG, the only show I have left of it, is a group of people who absolutely refuse to engage in violence on a regular basis and thus get no rewards, not just because, I mean, we set out and we agreed to a certain campaign type and now we've changed that, but also the game itself does not particularly engender itself towards non-violent solutions.
Isn't friendship the reward in the end anyway?
You know that I would agree with that if only for the memes. So what have you had going on, Cotton? Is it friendship? Have you been spreading friendship around to everyone everywhere?
I guess. We've been getting a lot of new kids at my daycare.
Pretty sure you just sassed me with the way you pronounce that.
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just haven't been doing much.
Listen, Connor is on the show. You realize that, right? Like, sassing me as a target is a thing that happens on a regular basis.
Although I do get rather sassy sometimes, I wasn't being sassy at that moment.
I see.
We've been watching Saint Seiya, which is very cheesy. And I like the fact that it's very cheesy.
I think that's an anime, right?
It is. It's an old one that they also redid.
Have
80s.
not heard good things
80s.
about it.
Well, it's cheesy.
Oh no, this is different. All right, I haven't heard anything about this one. I'm thinking of the other one with the giant robots from all the way back in the day.
So cheesy.
It makes me
Magic Knight Ray Earth. That's what I was thinking of.
because there's a guy. They all they're super powered people, I guess, but they're powered from their armor, which they call cloth.
Yeah,
It's based on this.
Cosmo.
Let me talk, man. They're powered by the cosmos, based on their own celestial whatever.
Their inner universe.
And one guy's a swan, and he just flaps his wings, and I was
gonna say, did Pano just want to come and play you tonight? He seems
I
very
don't know. He
interested.
wandered off again. He's very talkative tonight, which is weird. He usually doesn't talk much when he gets home.
That's true. I rarely ever hear him, but it's normally sarcastic or informative, dryly informative. I mean, the
He
new
seems
anime
chipper
season.
tonight.
Ooh, chipper is a good word. The new anime season has started, and there are some good ones and there are some bad ones. I mean, I'm keeping an eye out on Fire Force. That one's really, really great. And then there are a lot of really terrible ones. I don't know. Like, there's this one called Monster Musume Doctor. So it's like Monster Girl Doctor. And I thought it was going to be total garbage, but now I'm thinking maybe it's not total trash. It's like partial trash, to be very clear. But I think that about covers it, though. There's a lot of crappy anime coming out. I'm very sad.
A lot of them now use like CGI methods of animating, right? Like they incorporate computer techniques.
Not
often.
all anime, but it is getting very popular because you can have one team working on, you know, the physical animating and another team doing the 3D animating, and thus split the work.
Right.
Some of
Well-
the shows do it better than others, like Girls in Panzer, for all of its faults, did pretty good at integrating the 3D art. And if you listen, Connor and even Rob, I mean, if you're looking for a 3D animated art that is anime, that is artwork, perfect on almost every way, you want Hoseki no Kuni is fucking incredible. I know the name sounds weird, but it's entirely 3D animated, and a lot of people say it's the only all 3D animated series that actually looks like it's any good.
Where it makes a lot of sense is when you're dealing with like large complex machines. So if you're dealing with, like you said, Panzer before, so I assume that's tanks.
Yep,
Like,
it sinks.
yeah, so tanks are it's gonna be useful to do that with.
Yeah, it's like middle school girls fighting each other in live tanks.
Sweet. Of course.
No, it's terrible. They're like, yeah, this is our high school club activity or whatever, and we use live rounds. And I'm like, how could that possibly be safe? And they're like, it's fine. And
It's like speed chess.
yeah, but part of the story is that one of the tanks before the show starts, one of the tanks of a team fell in the water, and like the whole crew nearly drowned, and the main character had to go save all of them. And because she was spending her time saving them, she wasn't leading her tank, and their team lost, and everyone blames her for the loss. And I'm like, bitch, she saved like 4 human lives of children. What? You want to win a fucking club? Like, who's like, all right, you have 2 choices. You either win the national basketball tournament or you save 4 human lives. Which one is the correct choice? Like, give me a break.
That's like a typical like 80s movie, sports movie or something like that, where they like they would give you that dilemma.
Son, I'm so disappointed in you.
Right. Yeah.
You could have gone to the nationals, but instead you chose to save 4 innocent human lives.
Right. The mean dad's like totally coming down, and like the principal's like, ah. Yeah.
The school's getting closed because we didn't get the money from winning nationals. It's all your fault. Now I'm going to make the rest of the year a living nightmare for you.
Right.
Detention. I assume someone has a skateboard in all of this.
Of course.
All right, Cotton, I derailed us with anime talk. You got anything else going on? I mean, I'm aware you're eating dinner, so I don't feel bad for distracting everyone.
I was a little bit behind on putting my chicken in the oven. Sorry.
You know what? Let me take a sideways talk here. Yesterday, I was at Costco's. You know, they have the rotisserie chicken. It's what do they call those items where it's cheaper to sell than it is to make? But they sell them to get you in the door because they know you're gonna like them. So they do it with things like milk and.
Oh, door busters?
No, doorbusters is when they give you a prize for going in the door. There's an economics term for it, and I can't believe I'm missing out on it. But so anyway, Costco makes like bazillion of these chickens, these rotisserie chickens, and the one I got yesterday was absolutely fantastic. It's the best one I've ever had. The meat was super white. It looked incredibly healthy. It was perfectly roasted. It tasted slightly different, so I don't know, maybe they're doing something new at my store. Normally it's a little bit drier. It's never bad. It's just that this is the best one I ever had.
Yeah, I mean they can
The
get that
best
down
flavor
to
you
a
get.
science.
I think it was just like lemon chicken.
Like lemon herb or something. Maybe.
Yeah. I think there's
So-
only 2 flavors.
It's a lost leader, I think.
Lost Leader. Yes, that is the name of it. Thank you, Connor.
Yeah.
And
Useful
you
every
know,
once in a while.
not every Costco item is worth the value. There are Costco ribs that are fucking revolting. They're the worst ribs I've ever had in my entire life. I was like, Costco, that's a premium quality name and household items. Can't go wrong with, oh my god, these ribs. They garbage? Did someone actually just pile garbage into a container? So bad.
The
I don't
hot
have a
dogs are pretty good.
Costco.
Oh
But-
no. You're
Nor have
missing
I think
out.
I've ever been to a Costco. But
Listen,
we have like a convenience store called Gary's that sells sushi. And there's like a sushi chef there in the store making the sushi. And it's delicious sushi.
I like how you think that. Well, all right. Look, I'm trying not to talk down to you. That's actually so. There are plenty of
it's
coastal
so
chefs.
fancy.
I know it sounds fancy, but you live in a interior landlocked state. I believe it's a double landlocked state, so that fish is not fresh.
Depends on what kind of fish it is.
That's
Yeah, it could be
true.
river fish.
Yeah, it could be river fish.
Yeah, rivers, I'm sure.
It's not. It's not fresh fish. Most of it's not
I mean, I was
fish.
gonna say people's go-to salmon is gonna be sushi and tuna, or salmon and tuna. So,
Like the fake.
and
fish.
imitation crab inside
Imitation
the rolls.
crab, right.
Yeah.
They have like weird ones. Like they've got salad rolls, which is like a little salad in rice paper.
Yeah.
And they have like
It sounds like they have a great way of saving themselves money on cost of materials.
Yeah.
little dessert rolls and stuff like that. And then they also have like the crab, and they have beef ones because we have a lot of beef here. And they do have some fish ones, but I know the fish isn't fresh because we don't. It's just we don't get that fish fresh. It's not possible.
Look, I know I'm mocking fresh fish, but let me be clear that when people go to a restaurant and they're like, oh my goodness, the salmon is so orange, it must be fresh. Well, several problems with that. That's it. The salmon is not naturally orange. They dye it to make it look like that. Salmon is naturally like a kind of horrifying grayish color that you would never want to eat. And second, some sushi aficionados, of whom I belong to, believe that sometimes you have to let the fish age a little bit. No, I mean, I'm not saying eat dirty old crappy fish, but there's something to be said for slightly older fish.
I've never once looked at a hunk of orange salmon and thought, this is fresh.
Oh, listen, you can find people on like TikTok or Facebook or Instagram going, oh, so fresh. Go to a sushi bar anywhere and people will just be eating it off the plate like, yum. Oh, wow.
I can't
You get a lot of
say-
catfish though.
I was gonna say,
Bats.
have you ever seen a sushi bar where the plates are colored, which determines the okay, check this out. So imagine a conveyor system that runs throughout the whole restaurant. The sushi chef places the sushi on a colored plate, and then you take the plate off and you keep the plate on your table, and when they do your bill, they count up the colors of your plate for the cost of your bill. And so the sushi goes around and around, and people just take it off the conveyor when they're ready to eat.
Sounds swanky.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
It's
absolutely
also really
amazing.
expensive because you can end up
Yes,
eating
it
so
is.
much more than you really wanted to pay for.
No, Connor, I'll triple down on you on this. You want to talk about expensive sushi? I forget what
Okay.
the word for it is, but you can tell a chef something. You can tell an authentic sushi chef in a restaurant where they allow it something, and they will bring you out a continuous wave of sushi. Chef's choice.
Like a radizio, but for sushi.
I don't know what a rodizio is.
Yeah,
You're
you
ahead of
do.
me on that one.
I think we talked about it before in this channel. On this
I
thing.
know.
It's in Brazil, Brazilian restaurants.
Oh, that's not a.
Rodizio.
Yeah, it's not called a.
Yeah, it is.
Moderno is the name of the Brazilian steakhouses.
Well, I'm talking about radizio. It's when they bring you out meat continuously.
Okay, well, if that's a term for it, I didn't know it. But yeah, Modernos is the name of a Brazilian steakhouse style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they bring you out sushi continuously, but then they charge you for it, and it will be horrifying. But it is great.
Old Country Buffet used to have a conveyor. Is that a restaurant?
Old Country Buffet. I'm trying to think of
Cracker Barrel or something?
No, well, it's not like Cracker Barrel. It's more like Golden Corral, Shoney's.
I would have said Golden Corral and Cracker Barrel were sort of similar. But I haven't been to Golden Corral, so
Cracker Barrel is not a buffet. I don't know what
Golden
Cracker Barrel
Corral's an
you've been to.
all-you-can-eat buffet.
oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah. Cracker Barrel is a nice it's a medium level sit down. Certainly it's not bad, but you know. I've been to places that would be considered nice, and they will not currently let me in because I wear all black t-shirts and sweatpants. That's how you know you've made it to a nice place, when the things that you would normally wear are turned away at the door. All right.
The sushi place we had used to be super nice. They used to occasionally give you candy.
What kind of candy?
Little like Japanese wrapped candies.
I really just
Does
want
the
to
guy-
cook for people sometimes. Just
The guy was from China. And he would go back and visit in countries and he would get candies from China and Japan and bring them back to the restaurant and then hand them to some of his favorite customers. And they were good candies.
Very cool.
look, Merc Drake in chat is saying, "Give me a greasy truck stop diner." Now, look, there are plenty of great. I mean, obviously the burger. Anything with mashed potatoes is going to be great at that kind of place.
You got to come to New Jersey, Merc Drake. We're the king of the diners.
So, well, first off, you're not, but okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, you're not. Absolutely
World
not.
famous diner
No.
for diners.
No,
Oh, yeah.
not even close.
Yeah,
New Jersey isn't
100%.
even in the top 10 of world diners.
Easily in the top 10.
You know, my diner go-to is almost always going to be some form of grilled cheese. They normally do a real good there. Sometimes you can get a good, like, club sandwich. Very rarely you'll be able to get something like Monte Cristo. Usually you can get a pretty good burger.
In Nebraska, you can get a pretty good steak at most
Diners.
diners.
Most out eating out restaurants. They probably, like,
Well, yeah,
whatever it
pretty
is.
much. Yeah,
Dairy
yeah.
Queen. You can get
But,
like a hearty steak.
My favorite thing to get at the diners around here is a chicken fried steak sandwich because they put the gravy on it and everything. It was good.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know. When I'm having steak, I guess I either just want to make it myself or I want it Moderno style. Like I absolutely love Moderno. I mean, they walk up to you with meat on a sword and then they bring another sword and they cut the meat off. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So good.
You got to have the chicken hearts though.
No. You
Yeah,
don't have to have the chicken
They're
hearts.
pretty good. They're pretty good.
I mean, I'll tell you what I've been thinking about lately a lot of is liver. I'm thinking of making some pate.
Okay.
For those of you not in the know, I want you to imagine a gray paste that you can spread over top of crackers or bread. It's mostly liver based, but then you can blend in really anything else you want in order to flavor the pate.
Pate is really good.
You know, most of the time when you're talking about fancy food, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I know what pate is.
So the
And
thing
I've
about
had
pate is that it's not. I like that you think it's fancy food, and in a lot of people's minds, it is fancy food. But you know, it's dirt cheap to make. It's just the only problem is acquiring the livers, right? You can get a handful of chicken livers or duck livers for not a lot of money. A lot of people don't use those livers. Pate also highly nutritious. Liver has a lot of good nutrients in it.
Unless you're dealing with like an alcoholic chicken or goose or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, first off, if you're getting that goose liver, it's called foie gras.
I
And
think that's more of the technique though.
that's not, well, I mean, foie gras is about stuffing food down to make the birds super fatty so you can have an incredibly fatty liver. and
So this is-
it's horrifying and terrible.
I think the was deer.
Do what?
The pate I had, I think it was deer.
Yeah, I mean, you can cut deer liver into it, or cut deer meat into any kind of liver to make deer pate. It's good stuff. Listen, Cotton, you could make pate in like 20 minutes. All you would need is some liver and something to cut it with. It's not really that fancy. It's great too. It's good.
It's really good.
It is really good. You can. It's a mainstay on charcuterie boards, which are my favorite finger foods.
I love charcuterie boards. They are also very fancy to me.
That is reasonable. Yeah, because on a lot of charcuterie boards, you're going to get those premium meat cuts. Prosciutto. I noticed that Rob's got completely silent. He's not into the food conversation.
Not like you guys.
All right. We ready to get started then?
My finest experience with a charcuterie board would be out in San Diego by you, Rob, because Charlie got us into some fancy party or whatever, and they had some crazy nice foods. But I will not delay any further. We can go forward.
But you don't remember where they got it from?
Where they got it from? No, I mean this was just like a bunch of tables laid out with food. So I mean,
Yeah.
So someone probably made it.
I guess it was in a hotel, so they probably made like anything that
Oh,
might
catering.
be
Yeah.
Catered, yeah.
catered there. Yeah, that kind of thing.
I like the word charcuterie. Just sounds good. Rolls off the tongue. Previously on this show, you made a decision to leave town. That's where I'm at.
If you say so.
Yeah, what? What do you mean if I say so? So you, Echo,
forget.
and Greta are all prepared to leave the town. Let's describe what's happening. You have freshly laundered clothes. All of you smell clean for the first time in a month. There might even be some like perfume smell going on. Greta has some battle injuries but is alive. Echo is currently upset as Ashe has not made clear the relationship between Lyra, Ashe, and Echo. I mean, Echo is a fundamental part of your life now, and you can't just go adding people to that life and updating your relationship status without consulting her. Why are you smiling? Listen, I gave this a thought. I really don't feel like I'm acting ridiculous here. If you were
I think it's ridiculous.
if you were roommates with someone and then you started bringing your girlfriend over and they were just like, okay, well, I guess this is the life we're living now. Thanks for not informing me. Yeah, Connor.
I mean, she's been in the party for a month, and
it's
and
like
there
20 days.
Okay, exactly 20
And
days.
it's rushed, all right?
But there hasn't been anything
Echo
rushed.
is
Nothing's
a
happened.
infinitely wise celestial spirit bound to the body of a horse, who's also your life partner. Okay, they
I
can
think
see
Echo
the
is endowed
future
with
coming up.
wisdom of, okay. Yeah, I don't know about all that.
What do you mean you don't know about all that? Infinitely wise celestial spirit.
I mean, I think she has a rating of like 8 intelligence.
Are you comparing the horse's stat to the celestial spirit stat?
Well, they're limited by their body, right? Okay,
Oh,
actually,
my
the
goodness.
int is 2, right? I think it automatically goes up to 6 with the spell, so they can speak.
Connor, trying to stick her in a box, okay?
Isn't that
Echo
the-
is a intelligent, majestic creature. You see this blanket? Okay.
Ashe is in a box. Ashe is in a box with his 8 intelligence also.
All right. Well, you know what? You chose to put Ashe in that box. All right. Echo is a free and majestic, intelligent being who just wants to know what's going on. All right. We are
Ashe doesn't know
circling
what's
around this. You are standing outside the gates of Corsairport. Currently, there has been a trench that is being dug to make a salient point, a sort of bubble against the gate that will create a second gate. You could see that some enormous tree logs, essentially just tree cuts of the trees that surround you, these enormous redwood sequoias, have been placed down into this lowered area, so that it comes up. Now it has a foundation, and they're adding it to the wall. But this is nowhere near complete. And when done, it will house our new drow residence, and perhaps provide a second level of defense.
Nice. Glad to see the drow are doing well.
Well, it's the middle of the day, so they're all asleep in tents.
Ah, good. I'm glad they learned. they aren't the best at the day time.
I feel like I could pin Connor with some really racist stuff right there, but I'm just gonna let that one slide.
Aren't they? But they literally are that way. Okay. I don't know.
I mean, when you start with "I'm glad they learned,"
I'm glad the town learned that like we can't make them work. It's better to have them work during at night than during the day. That makes sense.
I feel like I could tear this argument apart, but I'm not going to.
I mean, it is your universe, so they are whatever you say they are. So I guess we head out into the wilds, into the east.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the forest.
Yeah,
Well, the forest is in every direction, but yes, you can go east. Several questions come to mind first.
Stop at the prison of Elberod. Does anybody want to stop in there, or should we just keep on going, searching for this river?
Do we have a reason to stop in there?
Nope. Other than
I'm not feeling it.
fond memories.
Okay, so
I think we have different definitions of fond memories.
Are you going to avoid heading there?
If it's on our path, I say we don't avoid it.
Just walk past it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to enter it this time around, unless we change our minds. I mean, we're going out just in an exploratory mode, right? So, I mean, we're just going to have to canvass the whole area until we can find some clues on where the stream or water flow or whatever it is we're looking for.
I mean, they might, of course, know where such a river could be found.
Oh, well, that's too logical. Okay.
But, I mean, can you really trust their word? I don't know.
Wow.
What do you think, Cotton? Maybe they might know. Or do you think we should explore on our own?
It's up to you guys.
I say we keep on going. Let's put some distance between ourselves and Corsairport.
All right.
So, several questions again. Number one, who's leading this group, and what's the formation?
I don't mind being in front if Lyra wants to help.
I will
Navigate.
help him from the, either right behind him or like right next to him.
Okay. Maybe you're riding on the horse with him?
I think Lyra has no problems walking.
Don't you like float along the ground also?
No, I just walk.
No,
You
that's
walk.
vampires.
Okay. But you are pretty light, right? Like 20, 30
Lyric
pounds.
can
or something.
ride Greta
Oh
if
my
she
god,
chooses.
Connor, you can't ask a female PC her weight. So rude. I am sorry, Cotton. I thought we taught him manners, but
I think they're a little bit lighter, but I don't remember. The only thing I have like in my memory is the unending breath one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Ashe is in front, I suppose, and being helped by Lyra, navigating. We're making inscriptions. I think we got some paper last time, so I don't know. I think Ashe
well, let
was
me ask,
trying to.
is it on your D&D Beyond inventory sheet?
Ah, fuck. Let's see. I think I did add it.
If it's not on your inventory sheet, you don't have it. Can't just write it in now, either.
How would you know? Yeah, okay. No, I don't think I have it. But we
What-
did. It was in the roll 20.
Mhm,
Did
mhm.
someone else take it?
I bought some paper because I didn't want to buy a book, and we got the ink pen from that guy, but I did not write it in my my D&D Beyond sheet, so I don't have it with me right now.
So you don't have it.
Well, oh my god. You write it down now.
I did write else I bought from the store, so I don't know why I didn't write down the paper.
Just write it down now. I remember it happening. In the future, friends.
Yes.
Write it down.
Fair enough.
Okay, where is Greta and Gizmo in all of this?
First, Gizmo will offer Greta to Lyra if she wants to ride Greta.
You can ride Greta, I will walk.
Then Gizmo will, be last, just always watching behind us.
Okay. Ashe, I need a survival check from you. You get advantage.
Rad. Hey, my plugin's broken. Okay, let me just manually roll.
You've already broken the D&D Beyond plug. It's only been 2 weeks. We've only used it one time, Connor. How could you do this? One time.
Got 12.
Okay. What's your total?
What?
You have a 0 in survival?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
I would have added it.
Just making sure, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and your plan is to go east but avoid the prison of the Elberod King?
I think the plan was to just move steadfastly east. If it happens to be on the path, that's fine. If it's not, that's also fine.
Okay, you managed to accidentally wind up at the prison of the Elberod King.
Of course.
On a 12? Come on. All of you are surprised. Probably, listen, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but in my mind, this is how the scene goes. Ashe says something like, boy, it's a good thing we're not going to that prison, and he pushes aside a tree branch, and it's there. You're just approaching it from a different angle. It's different this time around. There's blood splattered all over the place. There are bones that look like someone's skeletal corpse has been scattered all over the area. There is where the altar used to be. There is now, it looks like someone has driven a spear into the ground in a crack to hold itself up, and then driven a nail into the wooden butt of the spear and hanged a plaque around that nail. And the spear is like just barely able to hold up the weight every time that, yes, it looks exactly like that, Connor. Magnifique. I mean, that's how it looks. Every time the wind blows, the spear tilts ominously, but then rocks back to its original position.
What does the sign say?
What languages do you read?
Celestial, Common, and Primordial.
Okay. As you walk towards the spear driven near the altar, you notice that something has been written in your feet in blood in a language you don't understand. On the sign, there are 3 different languages written. The first one is Infernal. The second one is Common, and the third one you believe might be Drow. And it says, under renovations, management has returned. Do not enter.
Management. So Gizmo's looking at everyone else. Management as in succubi?
Can anybody read this? And I point at the blood.
Was the blood in what
Blood
language?
is in Infernal.
Yeah, no, I can't do it.
All right. Gizmo will do comprehend languages, so you can read the rest.
Comprehend. Just want to double check and make sure that you can understand the literal meaning of spoken languages, and you understand the written languages, but you must be touching the surfaces that the words are on. Okay, so you're going to have to touch the blood for a whole minute. You good with that?
Yep. Let's do it.
You kneel down and you touch the blood, and after a minute, for everyone else, nothing changes, but for you, they reassemble themselves into the letters R-U-N.
So pass that information on to everyone. Any ideas what this might mean?
I think it means run.
I think it means run.
I'm drawing. Yeah. Yeah. You could have said it spells run. Made it easy on me, but R-U-N. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll pass that on to everyone. Robert's intelligence is like a 1 right now.
Listen, the way that I said it sounds better though, right? Like you feel bad because you miss it, but for everyone else, they were like, "Ooh, that sounds ominous."
Yep. Okay, so I'll let everyone know that. So, is there any other like signs of where this blood came from? How fresh was the blood, or how old was the blood?
It's old, at least a day or more. I mean, I don't know how blood experty you are. It's dried.
Yeah.
So it's not that fresh.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to Dexter, where are you on blood?
Wow. Dexter, I haven't thought about how terrible that show was in a while.
I didn't watch the ending, so apparently it was good up until the ending.
I mean, it got weird when he started dating his sister, but other than that, yeah, it was all right.
I don't remember that. Okay.
It was right around the time where he started actually dating her in real life as a coworker.
I didn't know
the
that
actors were dating, and they decided to make it part of the show, and everything got weird because they're brother and sister.
I watched up until the very second to last episode, so I just don't remember that. But
I recall it. Look, man, I think Dexter got weird when his weird dark-haired girlfriend set everything he owned on fire. After that, shit got really strange. They made fun of Dexter in The Wire, though. It was so good. In The Wire, where they were like, all right, so he's a serial killer that only kills other serial killers. Everyone's like, no, that's bullshit. No one's going to believe that. Oh, Dexter. Nothing that wouldn't be in an anime. Wow, singer. So what's the plan? You guys see the word, well, one of you sees the word run written in blood. The rest of you can clearly read a sign indicating management has returned.
Does it feel unsanctified again?
Nope. It feels non-sanctified in every way. There's neutral sanctification.
I think I left it at neutral, so I want to. That's fine.
Right. You didn't hollow the area. I think that might be beyond your powers.
It currently is. It's a higher level spell, I think.
You know, last time we met, Count, my powers have doubled since then, but unfortunately, I'm not a Count, so your powers have not doubled.
What?
This is making a Star Wars reference. Cotton's not going to get it because she's never seen it. Twice the pride, double the fall.
Yeah, I mean, if basically they're still doing what they're still doing, do we have a problem with that, or are we looking to move on?
Well, the gist is, I'm assuming, is that is there a feeling of, what do I want to say, not wrongdoing, but there's I feel like there's been a conflict here. Do the signs confirm that for me?
How? I mean, there's literally trashed body parts all over the place and blood writing.
All right, so Gizmo go look at the body parts. Are they from blade or claw, or he's going to just try and determine?
Absolutely. Please make a medicine check.
I don't know how I feel about this because the people here weren't super great.
Sorry, I'm really slow. Where's my sheet? There it is. Okay, medicine under skills. Here it comes. No bonuses. Did anything happen? There it is.
A 9. Okay, there are 2 bodies intermingled here. I mean, some of the viscera and gore remains on one of the bodies, and the other one has been stripped clean down to the bones, which are still kind of moist and wet. You know, they haven't got that dried white skeletal look to them yet.
Can I attempt to figure out what race they were?
Make a medicine check. Okay, 17. The one that has nothing remaining on it, you think that it has the skeletal structure of a elven skeleton, and the other creature that still has some viscera and blood parts, skin, muscle, organs, that kind of stuff. You believe that to be some form of like goblinoid. Maybe a goblin, maybe a hobgoblin.
She'll share that with the group.
So it's possible they might have kicked out the drow and replaced it with new management, as the sign says.
Well, old management.
Someone has returned, right? That's the impression by the message.
Look, Connor, meet the new boss. Same as the old boss.
So it could be
Hey Ash, maybe it's your girlfriend.
Oh,
yes,
snap.
of course. It could be the succubi. It's true.
Feels like it's been a while since we talked about Eilina.
Well, if we go in there, I think we should. For some reason, I thought we had defenses against charm, but actually, maybe we don't.
If you have protection from good or evil on.
Yeah. Some of us have that spell.
You know what? It was probably Baldric.
Oh yeah, Baldric for sure had it. 100%.
Yeah.
The whole party last time had it because we could all cast it.
Because we were all clerics and stuff.
Well, I mean, it's. I'll go with the consensus of the group, but I'm curious to find out what's going on here. But of course, we have not been, all that successful in this temple. So it's not going to, hurt my feelings if we don't go in. What's your guys' gut reaction?
My gut reaction is that what makes me feel good is busting. Sometimes I see a ghost and I just bust it.
I would say I'm eager to try and explore around for this river. If these folks prove to be problematic for Corsairport, we can always return here. We know where they are.
Wow, that is the most ominous thing you have ever said. We know where they are. Oh, wow. Listen, that is probably the mid-season... Ash looks dark. The darkest Ash we've seen. His eyes have the little shadows under them.
Right.
Good.
He was originally meant to be a dark character, but I couldn't pull it off.
I mean, he was originally meant to not talk, but we saw how that worked out for Nero.
I don't think he was never meant to not talk. But yeah, he's meant to be more actions than words. Lyra, what do you think?
Well, whatever's happening here isn't great, but whatever was happening here in the first place wasn't great. So I don't know if this is better or if it's worse. I mean, they obviously killed someone here, but the people here were awful people. So I don't know if it's justice.
They were slavers, but we did enter into a sort of agreement with them. They did take us to the Drow Town.
I would like to admit now that I was 100% wanting to come back and kill the slavers. I didn't mention it at the time because I didn't want to ruin the chance of losing a friend there. But they were horrible people.
What about the Drow Town?
They're also bad people.
Do you want to kill them?
I don't know if killing everybody is a great idea. I would like to reform them somehow, but I am not. I'm better at killing things than talking to people. Doesn't mean I want to go and kill everybody.
Lyra's like converting to a murder hobo.
No, she said she doesn't want to kill everybody.
But she just admitted she did.
She wanted to kill the people in the temple.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I mean, Ashe wanted to kill them too. But now, what could be inside here could be even worse.
Of
We
course
may
it could,
owe-
but we should investigate.
We may owe it to our gods that we do something about it.
I thought you wanted to go to the river. Are you changing your vote?
No. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're
Right, so-
confusing
so
me.
to
It's
make
making it harder for me to pick a direction to go.
So to make it just to be clear, Gizmo votes that we investigate. Lyra, what's your vote?
Lyra votes to be undecided.
Excellent.
Let's check it out.
Okay.
Let's go inside. I guess I'll.
Okay. Listen, no one's asked for her vote, but Echo votes no, because Echo doesn't like this place. This place was once a prison for Echo.
But we may owe it to the forces of good to destroy
Yeah, but
whatever
Echo doesn't
evil-
give a shit about your point of view here. Echo is afraid.
There's no need for Echo to be
No,
afraid.
all right,
Echo
I'll
is
buy
eternal.
this. I'll buy this. This is the beginning of a persuasion check. Tell me what you tell Echo to convince Echo to change her vote from mortal panic and fear.
We don't back down to fear in the face of evil. We take it on.
It's a good answer. Fuck.
For once. Good answer.
I mean, it is a good answer. It hurts me to admit that.
So I guess I can roll.
Yeah.
With advantage?
No,
I
a
hope.
10. Nope. Echo makes clear her preference for staying outside rather than going into cramped, blood-filled, infernal corridors that may imprison her for all eternity.
Oh yeah, Ashe wasn't looking to bring her inside.
Okay, what about
She
Greta?
can stay with Greta. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
keep
she can
Greta
stay
here
with Greta.
too with Echo.
Yep, nothing bad has ever happened to leaving two animals outside of a facility.
Well,
What's wrong with Echo? It looks like you're arguing with your horse again.
Echo's a little afraid of this place. She can stay outside though. It's fine. It's too cramped in there for her. Anyway.
Okay,
You're gonna leave her out here alone?
I mean, she's got Greta. That face. What do you propose we do?
How adept are Greta and Echo at fighting if something were to come out of the woods?
Greta is
very good.
awful, but it turns out that actually Echo is pretty good.
They're very good at running. Is also important.
Because I would like to point out that I have literally put Greta's innards back into her more than once. And I really don't want her to die again. Because I don't think that's like okay on her psyche.
That would be correct.
Do you propose that we bring them inside?
I propose we find somewhere safe to leave them if we're going to leave them alone.
I'm not sure if there's any location inside this forest that we can consider safe at this moment, unless we go to the Rat King's den, which, I mean, it's a toss-up as to whether you consider that safe.
and yeah, it is a toss-up because that was Baldric that was talking to them. But I suppose Gizmo could.
Can you talk to animals, Gizmo?
No, you're right. It's a different spell. So I cannot.
So when we travel, I think before we have traveled into the prison, and I left Echo outside.
Mm-hmm.
Were we still in telepathic communication?
No.
So we lose that communication.
You started taking her into that little hallway and just leaving her in the little hallway.
It's true, but then Greta's still outside.
Well,
Leaving Greta outside is what got her killed once.
Yes, exactly.
But there is
and I
referring
think
to her right now.
I think Greta was also killed in that little hallway. So it's basically wherever we leave Greta, she's going to get attacked. So we might as well leave her somewhere where she's with, the spirit horse. What's your name?
Echo.
Echo. Yeah, thanks.
The spirit horse.
What's her face? Yeah.
Do you think it's a good idea to charge in here without getting any, intel first?
From whom can we get any kind of intel?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
We could
Gizmo-
scout. We could wait out here and wait for someone to come out and gank them. see what they're up to.
We could.
That's an option. But the people that were in here originally stayed in here for, as far as I know, thousands of years. We might be waiting a little while for them to come out if they want to come out anytime soon.
We might have to wait till the remodeling is done. But I don't know what the remodeling could be. Is it something harmless, or were they opening a portal to the infernal realm or something?
We never did discover that important piece of information.
So Gizmo's just listening, of course, because he's learning a lot about this since he wasn't really, part of that initial group. So he offers up Gizmo. I'm actually pretty darn good at being stealthy and doing some scouting. So I do recommend that I scout a bit ahead of us, so that way we don't get nuked by any harmful magics. And if I need assistance, you guys will always be relatively close, but I'll always be, just a bit ahead, just checking things out.
What do you say to that, Lyra?
We could try it.
I'm all for
So-
being prudent. I don't know do we have any options of gathering intel and scouting?
I'm not sure if we'll
better?
get busted the moment we go in there, since it's teleporting almost.
We're teleporting into last time we were in there, we teleport into a small enclosure that then they can potentially lock us out of. There isn't really much, assuming that there's anybody at the front, there isn't really much sneaking around the space. We at least have to get into the front enclosure, and if we need to, beat our way in, and then from there we could try and explore. But the first interaction is likely to be confrontational if it's with the succubi again.
They're also remodeling, so we don't know what the entrance looks like anymore.
It's true.
Okay.
Do you know what? Whatever your plan is, I'll go with it.
All right, let's bust down the door.
Wait, when did that
Okay.
become the plan?
Well, we're gonna teleport in. That's what I mean by busting down the door. After that, it's up to what we see.
Do you know what? That's fine. My whole life goal was to get revenge. I'm done. I'm good. We can bust down the door.
Wow, that you just
Wow,
really phoning it
Lyra's-
in there, huh?
Is this Lyra or Cotton talking?
That was Lyra.
Okay.
My whole life's goal was to get revenge, and now that that's happened, I'm basically done living. Wow, that's a bold statement. Okay. How do you proceed? What are we doing here with the bowls of blood and whatnot?
So it's what is it, 1d4?
Yep.
All right, Ashe is ready to offer himself up. He pats Lyra and says, "Keep Greta safe, please. We'll be back soon." Not Pat. Did I say Lyra?
Yes, you did.
I meant Echo.
Okay, just making
Totally
sure
made
that
that
you
go.
can differentiate between your horse and your girlfriend. I know it's tough sometimes. You love them both so much. Listen, that Freudian slip was so good, Connor.
Freudian slip. They're all just characters, right?
Wow. I don't know what to say to that. I've spent a lot of time working on these characters, so.
What I mean is, all the characters are equally
No.
characters.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Okay.
You arrive in the prison of El Barad King. From here, you can see the weird statues, which all hum when you are near. Nothing seems to have changed here, except that the tapestry, which normally blocks the secret entrance to the south, has been replaced by thicker, more difficult to move curtains, and those curtains have bells sewn at the top of them.
Okay, so Gizmo, go take a look at the door.
Okay. The door, if you'll recall, has a secret inner door to it. Because you have been here before.
Yeah. Okay. So Gizmo turns to the group and go, I don't have like I wouldn't say I know everything, but I recommend that I go at the minimum 30 feet ahead of you guys, just in case something happens. And it would leave me in a position to evade or be the only one who gets hit by anything. What do you guys think?
You're selfless.
As long as you're within 1 minute of it's okay.
Within 1 minute? Okay. All right, so Gizmo would inspect this door. Any locks or anything?
It is locked. Or I should say it has a lock, but when you try the door, it moves freely.
All right. I'll go into stealth mode.
Sure, make a stealth check.
And passive. No, stealth. Here we go.
Okay. You think you're pretty well hidden.
Whatever. All right. I love my rolls. All right, so I'm going to move on. So this, I can go through this first door, I assume.
As you
second
open
door.
the door and move through it, the stench of rotting bodies. It smells like someone has left dead animals out on hot asphalt for a couple of days.
Is that something I need to pass on, or the other guys smell it too?
Yeah, now that you've opened the door, it kind of gently wafts into the room. There's not really air circulation in here, so it'll get to them in a couple of seconds.
All right, so if the door's open, I'll go walk towards the next door and start investigating that one.
Okay. Doors, this one does not have a lock, and it just has a handle.
All right, I'll open it.
Okay. When you do, you see a 11-foot tall, drawn to its full height, almost touching the ceiling, vulture-headed, dragon-clawed, black-winged beast. Its wings are almost 10 feet wide, so it occupies an enormous amount of space around it, but you can see it can easily fold them up. Its head snaps to look at you, and then the whole body, the wings snap in, and it turns its body to face you and says something to you in Abyssal.
This is vulture headed?
Yes.
Gizmo will take a quick glance at everyone else. I don't know, through body language.
Are they close enough to be seen? They don't seem to have moved their tokens, so they're not visible to you.
Very good.
I mean, just to be clear, this thing
okay.
can 100% see you, and it hasn't taken too many steps towards you, but it can see you and is aware of you and is talking to you.
Can we hear it?
Oh, yeah.
So we could hear that there's something.
Yes, you can hear something speaking in Abyssal.
So I guess
It sounds like the tongue of Mordor, which I shall not utter here.
will at least go to the corner and try and peer at Gizmo and see what he's.
So
Gizmo is looking
my-
at you, hoping that he can see you.
The comprehend languages does last for an hour.
Ah, I see. This thing is saying, "Can you not read the sign? Renovations are in order, unless you're here for a delivery."
Can Gizmo identify this creature?
Yes, make a Arcana check.
Okay. Where'd my freaking window go? Hold on. Sorry. I've lost my character sheet. I got too many apps opening.
Whilst he's fiddling around with some menus, can you describe what it is again? It's a vulture-like creature,
Okay,
giant.
so it's got the head of a vulture.
Mm-hmm.
It has 10-foot wings on either side, all black feathered like a raven. Draconic claws.
What roll do I need to make?
Arcana.
Oops. First. Oh my God!
Natural one.
Wow, too natural.
I mean, this is clearly some horrific fiend far beyond your ability to comprehend. Your mind is unable to wrap your head around what this creature could be.
All right. I hope someone else can identify this creature because I have something in my notes. So the Gizmo will talk to the creature and say, we have been here before, and it looked.
It cuts you
like-
off and says, "What is it saying? I do not understand your paltry tongue."
I guess he wouldn't, right?
Because you are using comprehension languages, but he is not.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna at least pass that on behind me and let these guys know that there's this creature and this is what it said so far.
It hears you talking to someone else, and it continues to move towards you and goes, "Who are you speaking with? You are not here on a delivery, are you?" And its wings out as several of its feathers flutter nearby, and it's like a wave of darkness coming around it. You can see now that its wings are out that it has some sort of pollen in its wings. Like it generates some sort of dandruffy substance there, and it starts shivering its wings as if maybe to get this pollen ready to free up, and says, "It seems you understand me even if I cannot understand you. Unless you are here for a delivery, this facility is closed." Is that Prince Ashe Heiral behind you, hiding in the shadows, skulking about? You may nod your head up and down if the answer is yes. Ashe, you don't understand anything it's saying except for the pronoun Ashe Heiral, which of course.
I understand that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yes.
So
You understand your
will-
name in every language because in every language it's Ashe Heiral.
So Gizmo will nod while he says, "Yes, that is Ashe Heiral that you see in the other room."
When that happens, I want to be clear that this thing's demeanor has gone from guy who works at a bar during the daytime accepting deliveries, trying to get these customers out of here because they're not open yet, to murderous rage.
Shut the door.
All right, you shut the door and you immediately feel something heavy and large and loud slam into the door. The hinges begin to creak under the weight of this creature, attempting to burst through the door to the other side.
All right, Gizmo will back up and says, "Whatever that is, it's really pissed off at you, Ashe."
Okay, well, now that you're no longer holding the door, you can see that the the handle is turning down because there's no lock on that door.
I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil,
Yeah.
evil and good,
Yep.
on myself.
Okay.
Are we staying or are we fighting? Or leaving, I mean.
Because I need
Just
to know
like-
too, because I'm going to make my force ballista. Gizmo's going to start building the force ballista.
How
while
long
these
does that
guys are
take you to do?
deciding. One action. Wait, let me make sure. I'm pretty sure it's one action. It's one action because it's the same as a spell.
You're saying it knows this thing? Me Gizmo? This thing knows me?
When I mentioned your name, it very much got pissed off.
Okay.
Well, it's high
That's
time
it.
I take it on.
No more dialogue. It's time to roll initiative.
I'll also good and evil while they were talking.
All right. I was gonna ask what were you getting? All right. So let's see here.
Again, I have to select myself.
Fuck. Every time.
I know how it feels. Wait, your initiative's pretty good. What are you talking about?
He got a 17.
Oh, well, sure.
Look, your initiative can be good, but if it's not better than the enemies, really, what is good?
It's relevant. You're just better than your allies, which is not necessarily good.
Well, I mean, you know what they say. You don't have to be faster than the bear.
You gotta run faster than your friends. In that case, Gizmo's out, but there's not a lot of room to run here.
This is kind of unrelated, but I was going to ask back when the room started to smell bad. Can I hold my breath so I don't have to smell it?
Correct, but you immediately let it go when you cast Protection from Good and Evil because it's a verbal spell.
Oh, that's right.
Damn. And then the stench came forth, stronger than ever. Whilst we were getting used to it.
I need an initiative roll from Gizmo.
No, I did one.
Nope.
Oh, it didn't go through. Okay. Right, I know I had a 15, but that's right. Well, all right. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Ooh, these initiative rolls today. Okay. All right, this creature flies into the room, and then it is forced down in size in order to engage you here. But it flaps open its wings and emits a cloud of spores, which hit Gizmo and Ashe. So I need you both to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, you're within 10 feet, so you get +5 or +3.
I was gonna say 5 sounds like a lot.
So +3 to 18. 21.
22. Yeah, you had a 19, not an 18. Good enough.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
Where's this +5 coming from?
Yeah, I said plus.
What's +3? It's your plus your charisma, right?
It's +2 +3.
Okay, all right. Okay. Both of you manage to get some sort of clothing in the way so that the spores don't touch you. You keep yourself from breathing it in. The creature seems furious that you have somehow thwarted whatever its primary form of attack is. And it is trying to force itself deeper into the room. Ashe.
Yes.
Now, just to be clear, this thing is hovering mystically. Its wings are out, but they are not beating. But the thing is floating like a vampire, or like you thought Lyra moves. Moves like
okay.
Marceline the Vampire Queen. Yeah, there we go.
Let's see. Can I identify what this thing is?
Make a Arcana check.
Red.
I guess I could also accept religion here. Religion might actually be the correct one.
14?
You do not identify this specific creature, but you know it is some form of demon.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I am going to channel divinity as bonus action
Yeah.
to guide your attacks for 1 minute. I now critical hit on 19s.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that look like?
Let's see.
For the honor of Grayskull. Grayskull. Oh.
I think Ash's eyes are gonna quickly glow, and then he's gonna go for it because this thing is already on top of him. He's already on top of his own square. So it's bad news.
Yeah.
And then he's going to attack him, try and get the rolls. There's like a long delay. Come on. I'm clicking on it, and it's not going.
You should click on it some more times.
Yes, I did. By now, there should be like
Are
20
you
rolls.
using
Did you
D&D
click on the little square?
Yes,
So here's a question: Are you using D&D Beyond or are you using Roll20?
Beyond.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe use Roll20.
Yeah,
I don't have
there's-
100% faith in this app. It does not work. As look, it works sometimes, but other times it doesn't work.
$14.
A 14 will not hit. So you physically slam your sword into the creature, but it has some sort of supernatural force deflecting your blows away, and an 11 will also not hit. Yeah, like your hits either barely miss or your sword slows as it gets near the creature in a way that you're like, no, it must be a demon. Demon force. Hey, Demon Force would be a good band name.
So that's the end of my turn.
Very well. Gizmo Rumplestomp.
So what's the progress of the Force Ballista? Was that
It's right
maybe
next to you.
4?
You can see it there, right?
So we made it? Like I had enough time to create it?
Yes.
Okay.
You all
Okay.
had one action. That was your
All
action.
right. I'm gonna gamble here, so because Gizmo's a little bit desperate.
All right, what
Because
are you
even
thinking?
though he
Five
doesn't
card
know who
stud,
this is,
Texas
but
Hold'em,
he's gonna be like
Blackjack?
Flongle Dorth, belay your attacks.
Flongledorf.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell the guy that came up with Flongledorf you said that.
it's in my notes.
14 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
That was
He
like
didn't-
fighting boy.
He didn't roll at all. That was all me.
Yeah. So Gizmo will say that, and he's just looking for any kind of response at all.
Say what?
Flongeldorf, belay your attacks. Maybe nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Then he will. Would that be my action?
I mean, if you're waiting to see if anything happens, then the answer to that is yes. It sounds like
Okay.
you are.
He was. All right. So I will do my 1, 2, 3. I'll move from here. No, I'll move to here. And then the Force Ballista will fire.
Okay.
And here we go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That 100% hits. 19 points of damage. Cut that big damage.
Yeah, let me.
You got anything
6.
else you're throwing on there?
No, I'm looking because that seems kind of high, so I'm checking the math.
It's
So I
2d8
get-
plus 3. That sounds right.
Yeah. Okay.
Lyra Fulbright.
Howdy.
Someone's chatting about Flongeldorf, who you might recall as the brass idol that you found of some sort of evil god.
Can I attempt to figure out what this is?
Have you already attempted to do that, or are you just the last person that hasn't?
I am the last person that hasn't.
All right, I will accept religion or arcana.
I will try religion. I don't have high faith in it, but
You have identified this creature as a Vrock. They're not very smart. They like creating pain and carnage. They like leaving a trail, a mess behind them in order to warn people how badass they are. They stink and smell of awful at all times, so like human waste. And their primary form of food, which they don't need to eat because they're demons, so they don't actually need to eat. But for them, snack time is humanoids. Especially the more intelligent, the better. So you know that they generate clouds of toxic spores. You know that they love jewelry and ornamental stones and treasure. You know that they are resistant to cold, fire, and lightning, and non-magical attacks. They also cannot be poisoned.
She'll say, everybody on your toes, it's a Brock. Watch out for the poison spores. And then I'll cast Guiding Bolt at it.
Okay.
That's not lightning.
Yes, I'm aware that Guiding Bolt is not lightning. Tell me more.
That's about all I got. That's not lightning. Or thunder, but the thunder ones would hit.
I'm sure Ashe wouldn't mind getting beaten up.
Oh, I don't think 6 gonna hit.
No, indeed. You have this little tiny white ball that goes towards it in order to illuminate it, and its wing snaps and just... It's like a DBZ character backhanding someone's ultimate special attack, and then you're like, oh wow, he just backhanded the ultimate special attack away. He must be really strong. That's exactly what happens. He just swooshes your attack away.
I used my luck on what it was.
That's true. This creature begins screeching and yeah, it actually just physically screeches, and I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Do we get a bonus from Ashe on the con?
Yes, you do. Gizmo does not. Maybe Gizmo does. He's 10 feet away.
He's within 10 feet.
How much is Ashe's bonus?
3. So
Plus
Gizmo, you
I
fail.
got a 17.
You are stunned. So the rest of you, you're like, oh, this is so loud, it's horrifying. For Gizmo, you're physically shook and unable to move. It's the brown note for you. Ashe, its head snaps towards the now non-moving Gizmo and licks its beak with a long snake-like tongue. Got a little fork at the end of it.
A little bit early to be getting hungry. But of course, he can't understand me.
What do you want to do?
That's my turn. Of course. Of course. Screw it. Yeah, I'll cast Branding Smite.
Okay.
It does stuff. And I'm going to attack.
Oh my god, way to really lay out what it does. Stuff. That's fine.
Do you want me to tell you?
No,
I can
I'm
put
looking
on
it
thing.
up right now. All right. It
Yeah.
gleams with astral radiance, deals an extra 2d6 attack, and it forces invisible creatures to become visible.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, roll your 2 hit, because you gotta do that first.
Yep. God damn. It's like still not rolling.
You're correct, Gizmo. That is exactly what Flungeldorf is.
$15.
That will hit.
All right. So I guess now I will roll the Branding Smite. Oh, I guess I roll damage. It's been so long. I don't even know.
Yes, you roll
Okay.
damage. You add the 8 from Branding Smite to that.
Okay.
I thought you used to have a D&D character sheet on this that had all this set up already. I don't know.
18.
18 damage total. Yep.
Well,
So-
the eight of it is radiant,
Yep.
and then the rest of it is not radiant, but it is magical.
Yep. 18.
Okay.
Gizmo,
And
you're
then
stunned.
16. Yeah, so I will also. Now, does the branding smite work for both attacks? Next time you hit.
No, it's next time you hit.
Okay. Yeah, so I just hit again, and now I roll damage for 8 damage.
Okay. And this attack is also magical?
I'll carve you up like a turkey. Yep. Yeah, it's magical. It's
All
a
right.
magical sword.
Lyra.
Can I pull Gizmo behind me and cast a spell?
You can do one of those things.
Okay.
Gizmo weighs too much to be moved that easily.
Pity.
And he has no ability. Like, if you move Gizmo, he's going to tip over. So,
You know what? I'll not knock him over then. I'll cast Guiding Bolt again.
okay.
I don't think that hits either.
Nope. Anything else?
That's all. Nope, that's all I can do.
Ashe, you are going to get a opportunity attack.
Okay. $15
That will hit.
for 11.
The creature shrieks and, leaving feathers and dander in its wake, its deadly spores, it flutters back down the corridor it came from, too large to fit through it correctly, burst into the room where you originally saw it, and dashes even further. You lose sight of it. At this moment, Gizmo, your stun wears off. Ashe.
We sent it running. Ooh, are you guys ready to go forward?
Gizmo's good to go forward. Shaking it
Probably
off.
a trap.
Oh, we should just proceed carefully.
That's a good point. Maybe it is a trap.
He's definitely got friends of some kind or another.
Do I know like how strong rocks usually are? Are they strong creatures? Are they
Yes,
weaker
they're
creatures?
stronger
They're
than any
strong.
one of you, but together you should be reasonably able to take it down.
Would have been running after just a few attacks. Did it
It
look
could
hurt?
be in fear of its life, given that it's being beaten on by a paladin. Now, it hasn't attacked yet, so it doesn't know that the paladin has protection from good and evil, but it does know that a paladin is currently beating its ass. Paladins have special abilities to beat the ass off of demons.
So it actually did look hurt.
Yes, it looks
Okay.
bloodied.
Can I make an insight check to see if it was fearful or if it was being crafty and Tzeentch-like?
I'll buy that on your turn, which is
I
now.
think it is, yeah. Fuck, 6.
Yeah, 6. You believe whatever you want to believe about it, Connor. So tell me what you
He's
think.
absolutely frightened of us. Let's go after him.
All right, that is what Ashe Heiral believes then.
Yeah, right. That's what. Okay. How do I do the thing where I get to measure out? I think. Okay.
It's a ruler. It looks like a circle with a ruler coming out of it.
Well, I want to like do. I think I probably press shift.
If you
or something.
hold up, if you select your character and then while you're holding it, press Q at every place you want to stop, it'll mark out the path of how you're traveling.
I hold my character. Press Q.
But you're not currently holding your character. You're currently using you're using the ruler.
Oh, I see.
I can see it. Someone is moving you. Well, now you're moving.
No, it was Gizmo first. Yeah, I was just testing.
Anyway, okay. 5.
Okay, so when you get to there,
Okay.
the door is open, and you can, to some
This one?
yes, to some extent, you can see the following area. What do you want to do?
So I can see inside there. And what else is in that room? Can I see
This
anything?
particular room that it is in,
Yeah.
you see nothing on the ground that it is moving on. It
Okay.
appears to have been unchanged since the last time you've been in here.
What's to say of this room? Like last time we were here,
There were bookshelves and books everywhere.
Right.
All of that is gone. There's no desk. There's no books. There's a secret spot in the floor that has been left open, empty as well.
Okay. That's like here, right?
Yes. You also note that the walls are scorched as if there was a fire in here, like a very serious one.
That's the max of my movement for a single turn. Now the question is if I'll...
Unless you dash.
He's afraid. He's running from you. Shouldn't you just run after him as quickly as possible? There couldn't be a trap. These are not clever beasts.
He's a demon. And he's very Tzitz-like, so I think I'm suspicious.
You told me you believed he was afraid, not that he was
afraid,
clever.
But I mean, he can be afraid and clever.
But that's not what you said. I asked you, what do you believe? And you said, I believe he's afraid.
Yeah, he can be afraid and he can be clever.
And
Great.
I agree that if you had said that, Ash would believe
Ash,
both.
Ash could be wrong and
Oh,
not stupid.
no, trust me. Ash is definitely wrong. I just am not going to tell you what the truth is.
I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt
Okay.
from this distance.
Yeah. Listen, Ash being wrong is a thing we don't need to debate about. It happens constantly.
Fuck,
Nope.
for 11. Okay.
Again, this thing's wings deflect the attack. Like your bolt physically hits it, and it sheds it like magic, like magical water off of a duck's magical wing back. Gizmo. Ashe Heiral goes charging around the corner.
Let me try this. So
You
you
can move
said
again.
hold, and you said click with Q, right? So there's 15, 20, 25. So, says I can go there. So that's as far as, that's through a wall though. So I'm assuming I can only go to there, 25.
I can't see how you did it, but yes, you should be able to go 30 feet total.
25 because of gnome.
Oh, 25. then.
And I think in my case, I'll go ahead and dash. So 5, 10. So
just note that dashing takes your bonus action, which means I don't know how you control your force ballista, but I know that interacting with it.
it's my bonus action, yeah.
Yes.
So does Gizmo then have a view of the creature from here?
Yes.
But I can't do it because this
you've
would
already
be
dashed.
my move.
Yep.
Yeah, this would be my move. All right, so 5, 10, and 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll stop there.
I thought you had 25 movement.
I do, but I think this will be enough.
Okay, well,
So
you
it
counted
wasn't
30.
It wasn't a
When you were talking,
5,
you
10,
said
15,
30.
20, 20. Sorry, I'm ignorant. Like I said, my intelligence today is a 1.
That's fine. That's
But you're
fine.
totally right.
Lyra, Gizmo creates a force ballista, and then he just kind of stands beside it for a while, and then he leaves it behind as he goes running after Ashe Heiral.
No, it's that tiny carryable one. I'll move it with me.
Okay. I don't know. Ashe is apparently just beating people up right now, pulling out lances, hitting the ground.
I'm just testing this sheet.
His idle animation is him doing attacks in the background. Yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! What do you do, Lyra?
Lyra kind of sighs and she goes, "Well, I guess we're charging."
Yeah.
5:30, and then she's gonna yell out to these two, "Be wary! These things like to snack on intelligent humanoids, so Gizmo's in a lot of trouble here."
Well, he pays attention to that. What, rocks love intelligent humanoids?
You are his favorite snack.
All right. Do you do anything else, Lyra?
I'm gonna summon my spiritual weapon
Very well.
and put it like right here.
Okay, you can draw it on the tabletop.
Well, right here. I'm not great at drawing spears.
The rock turns to look through your cameras directly at you, and it says in Infernal, "It's time for a break." Actually, it says it in Abyssal, but it's time for a break. Mid-combat. Who knows what's happening? Who's the hunter? Who's the hunted? Who's being psyched out? Is Connor right? Is this thing afraid? Or is it Znichian? Nietzschean? Who knows
Can't
the
say
correct
that word, right?
pronunciation?
It's hard. Tzich. I can say it sort of.
Okay. We'll be back for the second half in like 8 minutes or so. Stick around or don't.